Hello guys, and welcome to another video in the series of Linux tutorials. In this video we are going to look at compression. We will look at some of the programs that are used for compressing the files, and along with that we will also look at the tar functionality to deal with compression. So let's begin. First of all, what is compression? Compression is the process of reducing the size of the data, or we can say reducing the size of the file. Now, there are various algorithms that are created to achieve this. For example, there is deflate algorithm, there is Huffman coding algorithm, and block sorting algorithm. Just like that, there are a lot number of algorithms that can be used during the compression. Now, different programs use the different mechanism to compress the files. Now, between those different programs, first of all, we will look at the gzip program. So first of all, I will go to the documents, and currently if you see 4 files exist. So if you want to compress using the gzip program, then you will write the command here gzip and give the file as an argument. So we can give here multiple file arguments also, right? But before compressing it, let's first see the size of these files. So if you see here, all the files are of 84 kilobytes. So now I will compress it. So I'll write the here gzip file and also multiple file 2. If I do the ls, then you will see both the files had been compressed, and if you see the size of the compressed file, then you will see it has been reduced. Now if you notice here one thing, that when I am compressing our file using the gzip, then the original files are getting removed. Now in some case scenarios we don't need that. We need that the original files stays and also the file gets compressed. So in that case we can use the option here -k. Okay, and after that give the file name as an argument. So now if you see, the original files are also here along with the compressed form. Now if you want to decompress it, there are two options that you can use. First of all, you can use the command here gunzip, or you can use gzip with -d option. So I will give the example for both. First I will write here gunzip and give the file2.gz as an argument. Press enter, then you will see the file2 has been decompressed. Similarly, I can also write the gzip -d, and in that case I will give the argument here as file.gz. Okay, so if I press enter, you will see the file has also been decompressed. So you can decompress the file using two methods, in which first of all you can use the command gunzip, or you can go with the gzip with -d options. Okay, if you want to look some other options, then you can write here gzip -help. There are a lot other options that can be used while compressing of file. So after that we will look at another program, that is the bzip2. Okay, so currently first of all I will remove the previously created compressed file. So I'll write here and I'll do the ls. The compressed file has been removed. Okay, now if you want to compress using the bzip2 program, then you will write here bzip2 and after that give the file here as an argument, just like the gzip program. So if I press enter, you will see both the files had been compressed using the bzip2 program. Okay, similarly you can use the option here as -k if you want to keep the file. Okay, so I can write here bzip2 and I will give the argument here file3 and file4. Okay, so in that case file3 and file4 is not going to be removed. Now in case if you want to decompress it, then you can write here gzip2 -d and give the file argument here. So I'll give here file.bz2. Okay, so if I do here ls, then you will see file has been decompressed successfully. Now to decompress a .bz2 file, you can also use the command here, that is bunzip2, and give the file here as an argument. For example, I can give here file2.bz2. If I do the ls, then you will see file2 has been decompressed. Again, if you want to view some of the options that are used by the bzip2, then you can use bzip2 -help. Okay, and just like gzip, the bzip2 program also uses nearly all the same options. Okay, now after that we have some other programs that can be used to compress file. For example, there is xy program, there is compress program, and there is lzma program. Sorry, it should be xz. Okay, now when you compress using the xz, then the file extension will be the .xz. right? Similarly, if you are compressing using the compress program, in that case the file extension will be .z. If you are doing it with the LZMA, then the file extension will be .lzma. Just like this, there are also some other programs that can be used for the compression purpose, but most of the time you will see the file will be compressed with the .gz, or it will be compressed with the .bz2. We can say that these two file compression programs are used widely, but these are not the only ones, right? Now after that, most of the time you will encounter the file that will be in this format. Okay, first the files will be archived, and after that it will be compressed with some program. Okay, or it could be used with some other, compressed with some other programs, for example bzip2. Okay, so most of the time when you will be downloading from the internet, you will see the software or program to be in this format, right? So in that case, the first thing that you have to do is to uncompress the file using the bzip2 or gzip program. Okay, so once you will uncompress the file, it will become something like this. Okay, it will be only remaining with the tar file. After that, you can untar these files using the command that we studied in the previous video. Now this was the one method in which first we will uncompress the file and after that we will untar the file. But tar programs in its own provide functionality to deal with the compression. If you see the main page of tar, you will see, let me search for it, compression. It has the option to compress or decompress the file with some particular program. For example, if you want to compress the file using the bzip2 program, in that case you can use the option here -j. Similarly, if you want to compress using the xz, then you can use the capital -j options. In case if you want to extract the files from the compressed format using the xz program, in that case also you can use the capital -j option. We will go through some of the examples soon. Okay, similarly there, if you want to compress the file archive file using the lzip program, in that case you can specify the option here --lzip. Okay, similarly if you want to use any compression program that is not available in this list, in that case you can use the option here -i. Okay, and or you can use this particular option and give the command here, right? So in the command you can write, in place of command you can write gzip. So in that case it will be compressed or decompressed using the gzip program. So remember these options as they are highly useful. Okay, now let's look at some of the examples here. So I'll go back, clear the screen, and let's see some files here. So first of all, I will create a tar file using the C options, and I will give the option here j. Okay, and after that I will give the file arguments here. So I'll give here file and file2 and give the create an archive file with the name new.tar.bz2. Now why I am writing that bz2? Because first of all the files are getting to be archived, which will be in the .tar format, and after that it will be passed with the program that is the bzip2. Okay, so first our files will be archived and that archived file is going to be passed to the bzip2 program and it will get compressed. Okay, so after that I will give another options, that is the remove files, right? So that original files get removed. So if I press enter, do the ls, then you will see the files had been compressed using the bzip2 program. Now in case if you want to extract the files, in that case you can use here the option X. Okay, so what is happening here is that we are going to extract the file and we will use the bzip2 program, since I am specifying here -j. Okay, and then I will pass the file that have the .bzip2 extension, or we can say the file that has been compressed using the bzip2 program, right? So if I press enter, do the ls, then you will see file and file2 has been recovered successfully. Now just like that, if you want to compress the archive file using the gzip program, in that case instead of j you can write there z. Okay, -z. In that case the tar file is going to be compressed using the gzip program. Similarly, if you want to extract the files which are compressed using the gzip program, in that case instead of using here j you can use the option here -z. Okay, now if the files are compressed with the compress program, okay, and have the extension of capital Z, In that case, you can use the option here capital Z. And if the archived file is compressed with the LZMA program and which has the extension of LZMA, in that case you can give the option here --LZMA. Okay, just like that, view the manual page and see other options that can be used to decompress or compress the tar file with some particular compression program. Okay, now one last thing is that it is not always going to happen that you will receive the file which have been archived using the tar program. Sometimes the file is going to be archived with the 7-zip also. Okay, and sometimes it may possible that the files are archived with the ARK program. Okay, so tar is one of the oldest one and it is most widely used, but remember that there are also other programs that are used for the archiving purpose. Just like there are different programs to compress the files, like that there are different programs which are used to archive the files. So keep this point in mind that it may happen that you will encounter the archived file which have some other extension. In that case, you might have to use some other programs also. For example, if the files had been archived with the 7-zip program, then in that case you might have to use the 7-zip program to unarchive the files. Okay, so always remember that there are multiple programs for the archiving purpose and there are multiple programs for compression purpose. Based upon the file that we are getting or we are going to create, we have to use the equivalent compression program or the equivalent archive program. Okay, so that's all for today guys. I hope you like the video. If you have any doubt, please comment it down. Thanks for watching and I hope to see you in the next video.